Each superstar is going to be doing their best to prevail in this Extreme Rules match. And for this bout, it'll be Braun Breaker, AJ Styles, and Shawn Michaels.
Such a difficult match to formulate a plan for. Always a challenge to predict the unpredictable.
Everyone thinks they can have a plan coming into an Extreme Rules match, and then something goes wrong. Whoever can adjust to this dynamic environment is the superstar with the best chance to win.
Crashing down like that, having the wind knocked out of you, never a good time for that to happen.
Oh, did you hear that? Soaring punch. And he retaliates.
Hoisted up. This is outrageous power. The military pressed into a power slam.
That is the kind of move that leaves our jaws on the floor. Unbelievable.
Able to prevent Styles' attack. And he comes in under the ropes now. Man, what target on that counter. Nice counter from Breaker.
Shoulder tackle. Took him out at the knee.
And after that shot to the knee, what could be next?
Caught with a jawbreaker. Pentagear finds its mark.
He's absorbing a lot of damage here.
You know exactly what you're getting into when you sign up for this kind of match.
Paint a picture for me, Corey. Hypothetically, what are some tactics you use to win an ODQ match?
Well, I'd stash some kendo sticks beforehand. Maybe have a buddy waiting to give you a much-needed hand. Maybe throw sacks down like a fastball special. That's the beauty of a no disqualification match. You can do all that and not get dinged. The sky is the limit.
Setting up for the open. Now he gets back into the ring.
Ooh, walloped by a huge club.
Down he goes.
He's not going to be able to pull this off, is he?
Oh.
Is he? Yeah! Whoa! What goes up? Come down and shoot his head in right there.
Crazy Club. It's so good, we rated it today.
Targeting a body part, working the arm.
Frankie Cheesesteak Crazy Puffs for $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Eagles at Giants tonight. Jalen Hurts trying to get this offense to start cooking. So here he is talking about chefs. It's like, having all the same ingredients but having different chefs in the kitchen. I think that's kind of what it's doing for some years. And you can have the same ingredients and somebody can make the same dish and it tastes different. So ultimately, the whole objective being to go out and find what's going on. A statement game from Philly. Yeah, it was nice, considering their opponent. But let's go with the chef analogy for just a second, okay? I think, other than his performance in the Super Bowl, the most impressive thing about Jalen Hurts is how many different chefs he's had. Right. It's my favorite Jalen Hurts tag. We can show it. He has had 12 different offensive coordinators in 10 years. A different team, at least one every single year. That's crazy. Some of them great, some of them not so great, some of them become head coaches, some of them interim, whatever the case may be. But still, it is possible. It is on the board. They just got it wrong this time. Really kind of cool. Like, that is on the board based on how we play. Early, I'm not suggesting that everything gets changed after tonight, but a lot of people have gotten right playing the Giants. Obviously, Dak had a huge game. Javonte Williams had a huge game. Guys, Saints a massive game. Omari Hampton had a huge game. But if they come in tomorrow and the Eagles eked out a 17-14 win, that's a disaster. It's not a full-blown disaster if they lose, but right beneath it is a loss where the offense doesn't hum. Like a 38-35 loss might actually calm things more than a 10-7 win. And maybe I'm parsing the Eagles' offense has no business being that, and the Eagles' offense is bad. And that is, at this moment, inexplicable Unless the explanation is what you said, which is better too. And Jalen is great behind the mic. He's so good behind the mic that at times I find him, it's a little bit like you're just walking through the home goods section of the motivational quotes. But that to me was about as pointed as Jalen Hurts gets. Because if we're following that analogy, the chef is the OC. And I think what he's saying is, and the meal doesn't taste good. It's the we're all the same ingredients. And by the way, I don't think that's unfair. No, I think that I do think there are some limitations on an passing off idea. I don't think it's the most limitations. I just think I think there are some limitations to what he is most comfortable with, routes he's throwing and things like that. But they absolutely need to grow having a normal game where it's not jarring that they either never pass or never run. And Saquon needs to get it. That's the thing that's not Tua related in my opinion is Saquon hasn't been as effective. And I'll add one last thing. I thought Brian Dable did a really smart piece of I don't know what the word is. Mental warfare. Yeah, mental warfare. When he said, paraphrasing, they got a lot of great players, everyone's going to ball, and then he added, but if you watch the film, A.J. Brown is open a lot. Like, really stirring the pot on. I'd be frustrated about A.J. too. So there's a lot of things that need to happen, but most notably, the offense just needs to look good, because they have good personnel.
Yeah, they need a statement. Because, and this was, I'm going to point at Sirianni, who I think is a very good coach. I think we think he's much better. We have him much higher than Nick does, because the dude is one. But Jason, we know, is a good leader. And I think one of their major problems is they lack leadership, and it has to be above Jason. I'm not going to question the front office, because they've obviously done a very good job there. But Sirianni has to, like, for a team that has been so good for so long under him, they always feel like they are this close from catastrophe. They really do. And I get that, like, we talked about last week, what other teams have these sort of, we have seen great teams, the Cowboys of the 90s, have all types of problems off the field. And they overcome them because when they get together, get on the field, they win. And they all do their job. But how many teams, like, when it's just in the locker room, stuff is always coming out. You win, and there are problems. They always feel like they're a bad game from catastrophe. And again, I'm not predicting another supernatural funk, but that year, when they were 10-1, they were beating good teams. They were winning the Chiefs, the Bills, the Dallas, when they were like, they were beating good teams, and every week it was just like, feel like they were inches from disaster. Yeah, so that has to change, and maybe a big win here when the good offense is showing.
All the players. It should happen. We can explain why the Bengals offense is there. The quarterback's out there. All the personnel is there. It makes no sense. I want to see this storyline be a Saquon game. Like, there are games for A.J. Brown games, Devontae games, Jalen games. We have Jalen Carter. Just the storyline. This is the Saquon game. Last year, he had 176 yards and a touchdown. He sat down to the want to break the record. There was so much confidence and bravado with that team. And he's gone from 125 yards per game last year to 53. It's not like, even you were a little bit skeptical on heavy usage, heavy yardage, he'll drop. I don't think you were expecting a
sharp knee. AJ is out, that's it. Boom. Oh, what a kick.
And some effective offense with that one. Boom, what a kick.
left shot. Then if you were on against the Suns. We have there is no, and I understand football changes and athletes change. I don't think human body has changed enough over the last few years for 450 touches of tackle football not having an effect on you a few months after later. Every time, we don't run on the 2,000-yard rush.
That nigga got up out of there.
That type of workload, except for
That's
right. Then his career was short, but he did it back-to-back years. But Earl is dealing with it.
You alright, my nigga?
I expected some type of drop. I'm not shocked by this man.
You alright, my nigga?
I think it would be foolish to assume he's going to be back to using postal actor Saquon against Larry Galaxy Brain. Conspiracy, not conspiracy, Galaxy Brain. Almost everything's on the road to
Johnny Man's up. Those fuck I am.
I think they have had the long
road. You go like that. No, your back work. Watch that nigga walk the fuck over. No, your back work, nigga.
They were like, you know what? This one backfired.
No, your back work, nigga.
We're up big. Should we run the ball? Like, no, we've got the Bears commanded. It's going to be a disaster to the Hail Mary. Battle of Kirby drops it the right QB for Chicago. Danny, what's your thoughts on that? What's on the line for Caleb?
A ton. This is a massive game for Caleb, for Ben Johnson, for Tyler Stevenson, the defensive back who's jawing with the crowd, and his guy Kenny in the Hail Mary there. The main thing for the narrative for shows like this is the book had been written after the last two.
Hey, nigga, look at this. Fuck over it.
James
Pop,
Gannon
nigga, how you
is the best season we've ever seen. Goes on to the end. James Gannon wins 9 one-score games. He's clutch. He's a leader. He's good threat. He's everything. Caleb Williams, not in terms of winning, not in terms of taking sacks, but since that Hail Mary game, he's been really good. And if you compare him to Cam Davis' touchdown-interception ratio, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes are the only guys better than Caleb. Last week, your guys, Big Man, had a good coming out party in a national Josh Allen in the next 10 years in the AFC East. Like, Caleb Williams can swing the narrative. If people are even talking about stuff like that in front of a national audience on Monday, he seems like to that conversation again about 2022. Well, I think what's interesting about that draft class is right now, I think it's the rare class that a year and a half in, I think there are 3 different guys that you can get at least 10% of the public say he's going to be there. I think there are Caleb and Drake. Yes, for top 3 picks. Both had 29 touchdowns last year. Yeah, but I don't think he always. I don't think.
Smack shell, both.
Maybe I know I'm biased. You could argue Bo has been better than, in fact, statistically, he's been better than all of them up this one except for Jay. But I think that there is not a statistical argument that Jay is better than Jaden Daniels. But there are certainly people that believe he's going to be the best of these 3 guys. I believe Caleb, Danny I think believes Caleb can still be the best of these guys, and Jaden has been the best. Most of these, like, there was no argument during year 2, C.J. Bryce, Anthony Richardson, who's it going to be? There wasn't argued during year 2, honestly, about Trevor's class, as disappointing as it was, I guess, maybe Matt versus Trevor, but Trevor went to the playoffs, like, I don't think there was much argument. Burrow was in a good class with Tua and Herbert, but I think by the end of year 2, certainly, Joe has been to a Super Bowl. Like, it's usually pretty defined, the hierarchy, and right now, I think there are a lot of smart people who ask, rank these 3 guys who you want. I think we get a lot of different 1, 2, 3s. And I think Caleb would be further. I think right now. I think he would be. I think he'd be 4 thirds in England. But I also think if Caleb balls out Monday night and they win, and I think the recency bias of that might be a thing. But I think people would start being like, "Hey, look at these." You see a lot more graphics on other shows similar to that. Like, hey, we've been too hard on Caleb Williams, showing those contact lists of showing those numbers. I do think that.
I agree with what you guys are saying. What you said, like, on national TV, this would be huge jump. And just like, you're right, Drake got a huge jump from being
blessing now.
To stay in the game.
Not you winning with that weekend.
But for Caleb, it would be interesting to see how he does that. Because he's still like, last year, he had some really good, strong games. He was on the roller coaster. And this year, it's been somewhat similar. Like, obviously, Dallas, great game. And then last week, or, after that, he still, 2 weeks ago, he struggled, had like 73 passer rating, 59% completion, like, struggled in that game.
So for Mr. Manzella to the dude, fuck you thought shit was Sweetie Yante, huh? I'm gonna call you Mr. Sweetie Yante.
I know this isn't the topic,
Fuck Johnny Manziel, young.
I'm fascinated, man. Like, early bye week for a team with a new coach, and the teams have kind of snap penalties, and the play calling late, and all that stuff. They come out and play the game. Well, also,
get up that fast. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? What the fuck is you trying for? Oh, ass nigga. Fuck sport that shit with a nigga like me. You understand me? Come on here, Mr. Manziel, Mr. Hussy John. What's up, nigga? Bitch ass nigga. What's up? He was on there. The Huss.
That he knew. They had the second pick of the draft. He knew Kale. Everyone knew Kale was going one, and then he
scary ass nigga. Hurt yourself. Hurt yourself. Yeah, nigga.
He turns that job down.
That's the man's out.
And goes to jump at the Bears job. So like, and he's known since he took the job. I'm getting the Commanders after a bye.
I'm that nigga.
You know what I mean? Like, there is an element of what has Ben Johnson cooked up for this game that
now it's time for a special Thursday edition of the only segment that has a large silver briefcase, and not one, but is there several or is there just one? Thanks for watching. There are 3. There are. I thought there was 3. I thought it would always come out.
No, there's only one brief. He's not asking me that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought there. Yeah, I apologize. That was unnecessarily okay. And there are 3 stats within one briefcase. I got you.
While you're walking around with 3 briefcases, like he's in the dining room.
All right, time now for pack stats. Yeah, thank you. I brought my stats to work today, and with great stats comes great power and great responsibility. Give me my lights. Wow, thank you. Stat number 1. Bruce, very surprised. The first stat is 34, 4, and 13. That is the pace that Baker Mayfield is on for 34 passing touchdowns, 4 fewer interceptions, and 13 wins. Meaning, Drew, your MVP ballot was correct. Baker Mayfield is on pace. If he hits those thresholds, it's only been done twice before by Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Both went on to win MVP. So, go ahead. No, Baker Mayfield on pace for the MVP.
I think Baker Mayfield right now is a great bet for an MVP. He was on my fake preseason. I actually did this on Cowboy show. Very popular podcast. He was my second pick in the preseason for Baker. Because I think they can get the 1 seed. I think they're crazy numbers. I would be absolutely gobsmacked if he finishes the year with 4 picks. I feel like at this moment he could have had 6 already. Like he's gotten a little lucky with some of the dropped picks, but he makes up for it, more than makes up for it. But his numbers are, on to your point, on the historic pace, and I think he can win MVP with 34 touchdowns, 10 INTs. Which I think a 13 wins. Yeah, he's been the 1 seed. Yeah, I mean, the 1 seed would be huge. There's so much football left to play, and like, they have struggled. Like, his comeback wins, most of them have been against bad teams. So why have they struggled? His numbers just got eye-popping after last week. Like, before that, the numbers weren't great, but with the comeback wins when he's clutch. So if he can he has to continue to play well throughout the game, not just
opportunity for him. Niners Bucks is one of the biggest games.
It's a big game.
For both teams. For both teams. No, it is. It's a huge game.
If San Fran is not winning this game,
what does it mean for your guy Purdy, bro?
They're just gonna let him get help. No, they just gonna take your time and let him get help.
All right, next pack stat. Give me the lights. Wow, that's right. Yeah, every time. The next stat, Brew might not like this one as much, is 163. That is the most points allowed ever through 5 games for a team to go on and reach the playoffs. Your 2021 Kansas City Chiefs actually accomplished that feat going back to 1970. The Ravens have allowed 177 points this year, suggesting their defense is so bad the season is over because no defense has ever been this bad and then gone on to make the playoffs through.
No, well, first of all, I would say I bet none of those teams, very few probably have given up more than that, to be honest, in history, but they didn't have Lamar Jackson or Derrick Henry. So I think offensively, they still can be great. And not just, you guys mock me because of the culture comment, but in their culture, they are not going to be the worst defense in football.
The culture is what it once was.
That's true, but
it's
not going to be this bad, but
it's horrible bad last year. And
then it got going.
Became great.
So they got to do, their bye week is going to be interesting to see if they make any changes.
Can I have a bonus stat for you?
Oh, please.
I got this courtesy of our pal Dan Levitard, which he got courtesy of somebody saw on Twitter. The Ravens have already allowed 12 more points this year than they did all season when they won the Super Bowl in 2000. That they allowed 165 that year. They've allowed 177 through 5 games.
That stat is so good you should send Levitard a complimentary first things briefcase.
I said, give me another stat. I didn't really want to.
Okay, sorry. Well, it's not. That's not instructive. That's not instructive to what's going to happen. It's just wow.
All right, pack stat number 3 with the lights.
Yeah. Lights, camera, stats, please. Thank you.
No, I like that. So good.
You like lights, camera, stats?
Yeah,
another name. Light camera stats. We got it.
Changing it. 30.7, as in points per game that the Lions have scored, dating back to when they spoiled the banner drop at Arrowhead in the opener of 2023, the most for an offense in a 3-year span since the 2018 to 2020 Chiefs averaged 31 points per game. So, Nick, I'm sorry to say, when we keep talking about is the light show coming back, the light show is now in Detroit, my friend.
Interesting.
It's the best 3-year stretch of an offense